Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality.
Guys, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. This is going to be another quick take episode where I give you a sort of real quick impression on a fragrance, usually a new fragrance that came out, and I got a sample sent to me by the house. And I want to give a huge shout out to Henrique from Mona de Orio, who's just great about getting me a sample of this. She actually sent me a sample out. Unfortunately, it got crushed in the mail. It was like total glass, and when it got to me, it was just all like glass dust. And I reached back out, and she could have just said, well, go check it out at a store near you, living in New York City. But she got me a sample back out real quick. So I really have a lot of respect for her, and I'm super appreciative that she's doing this work for Mona de Orio. So thank you, Henrique, for getting me this fragrance. If you're really interested in Mona de Orio, which is just an amazing niche brand, really, I think everything right with niche perfume, I really recommend you check out the video, the Scent Safari video that I did on Mona de Orio, where I sort of went through a bunch of their fragrances. But basically, this is, long story short, this is the newest release from this house, and it's called Bohea Boheme. And of course, I'll link to the Mona de Orio website in the description, so you can learn a little bit more about this. But if you're looking for these in the United States, you can always grab this or samples from this house from Lucky Scent. And if you're in the New York area, Twisted Lily stocks this line. Mint New York also stocks this line, but I don't know if they have this one in stock currently. And the price on this guy is $195 for 75 ml. Frederick Dalman is the perfumer on this one. I'm not super familiar with his work, but Fragrantica has this listed as his fragrance. Now, information for this fragrance, basically the copy on this one is Bohea Boheme captures the smoldering delicacy of the distinctive tea cultivated in the Wuyi Mountains of China. The precious Bohea tea, fumed with pine wood, is prized for its complex aroma and rich character. Resins and precious woods accentuate the Bohea tea, while facets of fresh, sweet, and earthy notes alight on the palate. Bright and spicy accords of bergamot and Sichuan pepper arrive with the powdery elegance of Florentine iris and the fruity florals of Osmanthus absolute, as dry hay and subtle green notes of geranium surface. The warmth of this scent deepens and lingers as the sophisticated tea is steeped in nutty amber, honeyed poplar buds in an infusion of balsams, oakwood, and gaiac. What transpires is a luxurious woody fragrance with a balsamic vibrato, unconventional and seductive. Now, as far as your notes, I'm going to take my little spray card. As far as your notes on this one, you're going to get Italian bergamot, cardamom absolute, Florentine iris, blue chamomile, poplar bud absolute, fir balsam fraction, box tree absolute, geranium absolute, black tea oil, smoked juniper, oakwood absolute, sandalwood India, beeswax absolute, bay leaf absolute, benjoin siam, and vanilla absolute. And guys, so for me, this definitely fits the MO of other Mona de Orio fragrances. Even though Mona, God rest her soul, passed on a long time ago, these fragrances all sort of carry on her DNA, I think, and her vision. This is just so nuanced. There's so many layers to this one. When I first spray it on, I think what I get is like, there's a little bit of bergamot. It's not super It's not like if you like fresh fragrances, you're not gonna expect that sort of bergamot. It's really spicy at top. I think the bergamot really comes in with the pepper, and then as you let this one dry down, what comes out for me is iris and osmanthus. I actually don't get geranium out of this one. I mean, I think that I do, but I think the geranium comes in more so in the dry down than the middle notes. You know how that geranium can sort of have that menthol quality? I think after you get the pepper and the bergamot and the iris, that geranium does come out. But what comes out really for me is like a black tea, like a real, like if you took a black tea and you just like, if you go to like a nice, a really high-end Asian restaurant and they serve you tea or black tea, and it just, if it was to sit there for days and days and just sort of reduce until it was like this just really thick and strong black tea, I think you get that, and I think you get a ton of resins and woods. I get sandalwood in this one. I get oak. I definitely get benzoin. There's a very dry vanilla note in this one. It's just like layers upon layers upon layers in this fragrance. It's just really fun to go through it, but ultimately it's super resinous, woody, just nuanced, spicy, and dark. Like if you like those things, if you're looking for like a black tea fragrance that's very different from the tea fragrances you're used to, this is not Gucci Pour Homme 2. This is not Tea for Two by L'Art de Sun. This is like a black spiced black tea with lots of wood, lots of spice. It's very dry. I wouldn't be looking for sweetness here. The benzoin is as much a player in this one as the actual tea is in the woods. It's just really nice. Like I would definitely wear this. I think this could be worn so well in the cold weather. I just think it'll stand out. I think the tea gives it a nice richness that a lot of these woody resinous fragrances don't have. So that's my first impression on this one. I'm a huge fan of this one. Of course, I will link to Mona de Orio in the description, guys. If you have any questions on this one, please feel free to reach out. And let me know if you're liking these quick take videos. Let me know what your favorite Mona de Orio fragrance is. There's a lot of good ones. If I had to tell you my favorite, there's a couple, but it would probably be her vanilla, her leather, or her oud, which those three to me are just like top of the game. But this one's certainly great as well. So let me know your favorite Mona de Orio fragrance. If you've tried this one, let me know what you think. This link to the website is in the description. And guys, I'll see you again real soon with more videos. You already know what it is.
I'm just a